Hi and welcome back. My name's Dave K and you're watching the Yorkshire Bike Mechanics YouTube channel. This is kind of a part 2 video, if you like. The last video that I put up was about changing the seals, a lower leg service and a fork on this particular bike, on this Santa Cruz Hightower. I said that we're going to do another couple of videos, so I thought we'd do the rear hub today. There's quite a bit of play in this rear hub, so I've not had a look at it apart from obviously a visual inspection. I've not taken the wheel out or anything like that, so it is how you see it is how I'm doing it. So I'll go through the steps to identify what's going on with this back wheel, and hopefully what we need to do to put it right. So without ado, let's crack on. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to feel this back wheel, and we need to rock it from side to side, and we can actually feel that there's quite a lot of play there. Now I'm guessing, well, you might be able to hear it. Can you hear that? Now that's end play, so that's play side to side. It's not actually rocking. There's no rocking there. It's actually end flow, side to side play. And that is the noise that you can hear there. That's the noise that it's making. Okay, so I can see, looking down at this side, I can see on the adapter, on the end cap adapter of the hub, I can see that there's a tiny little bit of play which confirms the end float. I'll grab my camera and see if you can see it. I'm hoping you can see that. So if can you see where the rotor meets the end adapter on the end of the hub? It's almost like the axle's loose, that's holding the wheel in the frame, but it's not. That's actually really, really tight. So the first thing that we need to do is let's get the wheel out. Let's have a closer look. Get it on the bench. Have a play about with it, see what's going on, see why there's actually that play in there. It could be the bearings that are really worn, or there could be damage in there in the hub, but we don't know that till we take it off. So let's have a look and we'll see what's going on. So we'll whip this back wheel out, and the axle was tight, so it wasn't due to a loose axle while we're moving backwards and forwards. I'll just put that in maintenance mode, it'd probably be a little bit easier. Okay, so we've got his wheel out. We'll just bob his axle back in there so we don't lose it. Okay, so what we need to do is let's take this cassette off. It's an Eagle XG. It's on an XD driver hub. So we'll get that off. I won't show how it's done because you probably know already. So I'll take it off, take the rotor off the other side, and then I'll come back to you and we'll have a look. So we've got the rotor off. We've taken the cassette off the other side. So let's have a quick look. Okay. So you can see where the cassette went on the XD free hub body, and that's the bit that we're turning with his fingers. It doesn't actually feel that bad if you do that. Let's have a look at the other side. Okay, so this is actually real time. Okay, I've not taken this to bits before, so you're seeing exactly as it happens as what I'm actually doing to diagnose this problem. So if you noticed before, I've just spotted that the little gap, you might just be able to see that if I try and focus in there. Let's line and lift that up a bit. Okay, you might see that little gap between the end of the end cap and the where the rotor sits on. You can see that's actually moving backwards and forwards, which is exactly what we were feeling when it were in the bike. So from experience, this actually tells me that it's something really, really simple. And all it is basically is this end cap is loose. So if I hold the other side of the axle with my finger, I bet I can turn this, and I can. So I'm holding this end still, and this is actually turning. Okay, so all it is basically, it's loose. That's the only reason it will move side to side. Now this is quite common, to be honest. They actually come loose quite easily. You don't want to tighten them up too much, because you put too much end pressure on the bearings. So it needs to be just right. And there's a Newton meter torque setting on this. It says on the end, I don't know whether you can see that, 8 Newton meters on there. It says so. This needs tightening up to 8 Newton meters. So let's turn it round. I've pulled the axle part way out of the other side, which exposes the pawls and the springs. Okay, so now that we've got this out, let's just gradually pull this out. Okay, and you can see what's inside there now. Okay, so we've got that black washer there. That's a rubber washer, the gasket, the rubber gasket that stops water getting in into the hub body. Let's see if I can make sure it's focusing. That's it. Okay, so you can see these pawls. These are what we call pawls and springs. The springs are actually underneath. They actually make them flick out. Okay, so this is a Novatec hub, and you'll find that most hubs are slightly different in design, how they design them. And there's not a lot of hubs that are fairly generic. They're not the same, and so you'll find that if you need parts, then they need to be specific for this particular free hub body. So these pawls and springs are available as a spare part, and you can see there's a circlip there. Okay, so what I'd basically do now, I'd stick my finger inside there, just to run my finger round, just to feel that bearing inside. Now that is actually smooth. That feels really nice and smooth. There's no grittiness in there. Okay, so we know that that's all right. If I turn this round on this end, that actually feels pretty smooth, to be honest. So let's have a look at the bearing on the other side, on the rotor side. Let's have a twizzle of that one. You can see, and that's not bad either, to be honest. So the feeling that we were getting earlier on was just basically because the axle were loose in the hub. So all we need to do basically is re-grease this axle, put the axle back, tighten it up to 8 Newton meters, and job's done. It's a good one. Now that's an easy fix for a hub. But if you were to feel that when it were in your bike, some people are completely panic and say, Jesus shit, my wheel's falling off. Well, that's not always the case. Yeah, a lot of times bearings have gone and it's loose for different reasons, but in this particular case, all it was the end cap that had actually come loose. So what we need to do is, let's put this XD driver back. It looks pretty dry, so we'll just put a little bit of grease, a little bit of free body grease on there, just to now I use Shimano free body grease, and I just use a little bit. It's nearly nice and clean, to be honest. There's no muck or anything in there, so I'm not going to clean it because it's really in good condition. I'm just going to put a little bit of more grease on there. Okay, that's it. And then I'm going to bob it back in. Sometimes these are quite difficult to get in because obviously these pawls are sticking out. So I'm just going to feed it back in gently and turn it at the same time. And I'm going to hold some of the pawls in with my fingers but keep the pressure on so it drops in. There we are. Okay, now we need to put this washer back on, okay, because that's the bit that stops the muck getting in. So I'll just put this wheel down and put that back on. I'll come back to you in a second. Hold on. They're generally, these cassettes generally find their own way on. You just need to locate them first. You kind of put them over the end and then turn them to the left until they click in place. And then it's just basically tightening it up. Okay. Now you don't need to tighten them up too tight, because they are kind of self-tightening really, because if you can imagine your chain going over the top and pulling on that, it's kind of tightening it up at the same time. So you don't need to tighten it up too tight. We'll put this end cap back on that was loose before. I've just bobbed a bit of grease and a bit of oil on there, on that rubber O-ring round there, just to keep it, stop it from getting dry. Okay, now we just screw this on, and I'm holding the other end with my finger just to make sure that, okay, so we just need to tighten that 8 Newton meters, and we'll do that now. So we've got us end cap tightened up, 8 Newton meters as we said. Put the rotor on as well and tighten that up. I'll give it a clean just to make sure that if there is accident, we've got grease on there. Accidentally we've got that off. There should be none on there now, so that's nice and clean. And now what we can do is, this actually feels alright to be honest. What we need to do is put this back in the bike and see what it feels like. So we'll do that now. Right, so we're back in the bike. I've tightened the axle back up at the back, and any movement that were there before, it's gone. Okay, so that were a simple fix to be honest. It could have been a lot worse than that. It could have been bearings, it could have been all sorts going on. But all it was basically a loose end cap. A simple job. What initially could have been quite complicated and more probably expensive has turned out to be a simple fix. But if you notice at the same time, we checked to see if other things were alright. We took the freer body off. It were nice and clean in there. We checked the bearings. We didn't just go ahead and retighten the end cap back up without looking at anything else. So we looked at everything else, looked at the bearings, put some grease in the freer body, just kind of a little bit of extra grease. We've put a new cassette on because that's what we were going to do anyway. We've got a new chain and a front ring to go on as well. So yeah, wheels back in, play gone. Hope you enjoyed that. It was a simple one for a change. Quite a quick video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, look at us other videos, and share if you would as well. That'd be great. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.